Thanks, Sheaves. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. More action, and I traded muscles for brains here, guys. I'm Killer Pigeon, but fogged. Look at
Muscles
this.
for brains? Jeez, dude. I don't think so. And Lizard's a genius, too. Come on.
Okay, he is. But, you know, his big thing right now is everyone loves his very tight shirts. You may have noticed on the panel.
I'm going to have a hard time replacing him, though. Like, this Bosnian god, like, just beautifully chiseled man, and then you got me, this... Yeah.
You're fine.
about
The
it.
biggest problem is he was teaching me Russian throughout the earlier days. I don't know if you'll be able to match that, but...
I can give you some Spanish.
Oh,
there
we
do
go.
a little bit of something here.
We're going complete multicultural here. It's great. But you haven't seen this so far. This is the epic Maincast special. We get to stare at the Ancient every time.
Dude, we were watching all the games yesterday, actually, in the room, and I was, oh my god, you actually forget how beautiful Dota can be when you get inside like that side angle. We're looking at the river as they're running through. I was like, damn, the water actually looks, this doesn't look like Dota. This looks great, because you never watch, no one watches Dota that close.
And we had like some lily pads, and then the lava as well. Like it was paused, like it doesn't look good. Then it just goes full, and then it's just dropping lava from the ceiling.
Dude, I don't know, it looked pretty sweet. But all right, let's look at these two drafts. I have not gotten to see too much of these teams. I've gotten to see a little bit, especially Spirit. Spirit is kind of a, I mean, they're like this similar similar players that they've had for quite a long time, just switching a few out, and of course replacing Illidan too. And I mean, we looked at the draft. We were sitting back here and we're like, yeah, they've got a lot of meta heroes. They like, I mean, that's pretty much how they drafted. They've got their Tiny, they've got their Terrorblade. These two heroes are rated extremely high right now, and they've got a really easy lineup to kind of just play normally, rather than having to do any of these, like, having everything to work perfectly. Like, when you have invokers and stuff, sometimes things can just, like, go wrong, because it's a little bit harder to play, harder to execute, as the panel was saying.
And that's the thing, actually, a lot of teams still desire the Exort build on Invoker. Of course, the catch with that is you have to set up lanes that get him kills. It's not the Quaswex where he creates all this space in the mid-game.
Did you guys have any invokers here? A couple, or not so many?
I'm actually not, I don't recall any. We maybe had one maximum. There's been barely any at all. Okay,
because I know at TI we saw that, like, the sample build, I guess you would call it, like 3 and 3 Quas, 3 Exort, and then they switch to Wex and they go for the Urn and they go play as a Playmaker build. Yeah. I think this could be one of the games where that happens, because as a Troll Warlord, you want to have some more space, you want to have someone making space for you. I think that's where the Invoker could work perfectly here. He has two okay setups, Shaker and the Ogre for the Sunstrikes, but besides that, I want him to be that team fighting monster to allow his Earthshaker to get the Blink Dagger line, allow that Troll to farm. But we'll see. I mean, you guys said you didn't get to see them too much.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point, though, with the Abaddon as well. It's obviously going to set up early pushes. You need to be involved like that. And FNG, Fissure blocked in. Beautifully done from Yumi's to go move across. Slashlow gets on top of him. Skidder, not hurting them too much, but FNG is a tanky boy, and Brain Sap's coming off cooldown, so he should be fine.
Yep. Didn't get to pop the shield. Skidder switched targets. Nicely done.
Yeah, so far, decent aggression there. I mean, of course, Bane did tank up a lot, but the biggest issue here is not that your Bane almost died, it's that Skidder used his Metamorphosis already. He didn't really force anyone out of lane with it at all, or force him to burn a lot of regen.
Yeah, now we'll see them probably play more aggressive. Their lane, they want to keep the equilibrium, like, pretty much, you know, it wants to be, like, near your tower, but not ahead of it, because that's when you're at risk of getting fissure trapped constantly on that Bane and TB.
So needs to be careful here. He's still only level 1, so Beaver can do this without much threat to him.
Yeah. Oh, the kill.
First blood mid. All right, 9 strikes and Stormcat. Did he start with Quas as well, didn't he?
Did he? No, he started with Exort. He switched to Quas after. Did he go for the... He was on his high ground. Did he go for some courier kill or something there? Because did you see how far up he was on the Invoker?
It must have been. The core is heading back now, and it's not been abused too much. It's still alive, but...
That was kind of weird to see.
We've had this a lot recently, is mids just dying unexpectedly. I think my favorite ones we've seen is TAs versus Alps.
What? You guys have seen people dying?
Pre-sixes. Pre-sixes and like Na'Vi matches. I'm sitting there like, okay. CIS, they're very, very blood-oriented.
Game of mistakes, right? Like, especially for that one. The mid matchup in this game, I mean, it's Mirana versus Invoker. Mirana has a great matchup there. You have higher kill threat on the Invoker constantly until the levels build up. Once the levels build up, Invoker can play around the Forge Spirit plus your high damage. But yeah, 9 can set up for kills over and over again. And if there's ever a rotation from Viver, it's like easy kills onto that Invoker.
Yeah, that's my thought as well, because you actually think of Mirana, typically she's weakest maybe level 1, level 2 before she picks up that Aquila, starts to get a few levels, her stat gain's great. Then she can just take over the lane a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. It's the most, exactly what you said, the stat gain. Like, the first stats on the Mirana, everyone knows. It's like, you're like, ooh, 50 damage or something. But once you get your, this is perfect. Like, you've got your Aquila, you've got even an extra Wraith Band. So 79 damage versus Invoker, you're already going to be having a great time. Viver.
Just a classic now.
Classic, yep.
A lot of teams have been catching on, actually. A lot more teams are TPing the support in, sometimes in time, sometimes not. But that's actually a beautiful thing about Bounty Hunter is you don't see him coming. He's actually very squishy, so he dies very fast.
I think we saw Ooh, nice deny.
Nice deny, yeah.
We've seen that on Undyings, at least at TI. I think I saw one yesterday. I think maybe someone died to Ancients, but a lot of those, you know, self-killing so you can get back to lane. Yeah,
actually, I think it was Seneko was the first person to deny himself to neutrals as a support in the last month I've seen. It's pretty ridiculous now, actually. They're like, no, 30 seconds is too long. Just give him a little bit of gold. I'll be back.
This is off to a great start for Spirit. All three cores having a great time. Invoker's starting to catch up, but they're not getting pressured in their lanes at all. And they've got a draft that can snowball incredibly hard, and they've got a Terrorblade to rely on. So they've got a Tiny and Mirana who can be playmakers. They've got Bounty who's going to be giving information. And then they've got this, Skitter, who's having a great time already.
Yeah, blown there early. Metamorphosis didn't hurt him at all because that type of lane, it finds it hard to pressure. They kind of whittle you down over time. And speaking of being whittled down, this Ogre, he's meant to be tanky, but he didn't start the stout at all. And as a result, he's always on about 25% HP.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting that he didn't go for the stout. I mean, they do kind of have this double, not double fours, but the way that they did it, he just, yeah, because having boots, I guess, on Shaker to start, You usually want to have that stout, even if you're a 5 Ogre. Like, just having it makes you that much stronger, and I think we're seeing another suicide actually on that left side there. See the Ogre running to a tier 2 right now.
Yep, he's just going to give up.
He takes a while to die.
And meanwhile, Abaddon does deny himself.
No one's going to TP.
So yeah, so far a lot of suiciding more than actual killing.
That's what, 3? 4?
So it's 2 denies from Abaddon and a suicide from a Sport new side.
Yep, nice.
Yeah, this is not a game of killing each other. You're fighting with your inner demons. That's how Dota now works. It's like transcended beyond pure violence, and they're going to be violent to Hester Joe. This is the first time I think I've seen Hester Joe be threatened like this in the first 5 minutes, actually.
Yeah, I mean their lane isn't Troll Ogre. Troll's just not picked that much because he's just not really looked at that strong of a hero right now. His laning phase, you've just got a lot of problems. You're this clunky hero, and even in the mid game, if you're versus high magic burst, that's where Troll suffers super hard. And he's versus Tiny and a Mirana. Like, that's just a lot of spell damage for the Troll to deal with early on. He will have the Abaddon as we do get to that point to maybe protect him, but I do think it's going to be tough for that hero.
I think the most worrisome part is, like, you know, Troll, people think, it's a really good bully type hero.
Sure.
But with the low base damage, the amount of time it takes you to actually get value from your harassment means you're missing out on CS a lot of time. Oh, Beaver, beautifully done. And it had the claw on it. So Stormcat won't have his phase boots. Actually, he didn't even have the boots, but in fairness, it's a lot less damage. And we already said that 9 is already stacking up the damage pretty highly.
Yeah. You see that build coming out on Stormcat too? So it's 3 in Quas. So he's just trying to stay in the lane. So it's 3-1-1. So it looks like a little bit, maybe he's going to go for that variety build that we were talking about. He's already got the raindrop as well, so he could be going for that earn build.
It feels like he's forcing his defensive attitude, though, because of that first blood that happened.
Yep.
Yamisha's here with Invis room, but Beaver is as well, so anything they try to do can be counteracted. This is the other thing. How does an Earthshaker gank a Mirana? She has leaps. This is probably the worst hero on the map you can try and kill. Meanwhile, bot lane, kill's going to happen. Slashlow, he can't move away quick enough. No, he doesn't get the suicide. He'll fall. I think he's got, has he actually leveled at past 1? I think he's got missed 1 point, so he had to wait a little bit longer there.
It's just 1 point still.
Oh, here we go. Forward, Stormcat, Starstorm's going to be there. Nice Tornado coming out, buys him a little bit of time, gets the Ghost Walk off, but now Yamiche might be left behind. Can they do enough? They'll let him go. But, in fairness, I mean, the Bounty Hunter is going to do this. It doesn't matter if he's prowling around. He just wants XP more than anything, quick 6. The Earthshaker can have this big impact in the early levels, but he's not really finding it so far.
No, he's not finding any success. And when you're seeing already a team with a Terrorblade getting no pressure on him at all, you're already feeling concerned for Dire. Sure, they've got these ways to catch up, but I mean, we're seeing this again, another suicide coming from Underdog. I mean, it's good to suicide, but that means you're not having your position in the lane. So Troll is going to suffer and get no farm during all this time.
It's problematic. I mean, so far he's not doing too bad, 36 CS compared to 25 on the Tiny, but like we said about that Terrorblade, unpressured. They're spending so much time on FNG here, and they never will get him.
Yeah.
You can just brain snap and walk away.
He's perfectly fine.
Yeah, he picked up the boots quickly. If it wasn't for the boots Windlace, maybe you're worried about the Curse of Ernest, but no. Well, Stormcat, he's actually being forced to use Ghost Walk defensively a lot here.
Yep.
And this early on, like, you can already see an XP disparity between the two. 9 is getting a lead, and I'm concerned because we said, sure, Stormcat gets a few levels, he starts to hurt hard, but like you said already, like,
he didn't go for the Exort. Yeah, he didn't go for the Exort, but he's going just for full playmaking build. And when you're Quas Wex, a lot about it is also your mobility, right? So that you can survive and the team fights move around a lot. You're versus a Bounty Hunter.
He's going to see
he's just going to track you every time inside the team fights once you get to that point too. So they're going to be able to catch you a lot easier.
Slashlight needs to be careful.
Oh my goodness.
What are you doing?
He stepped. I can't. When he
turned, you didn't need that tap. I mean, I know you want to slow him down a little bit, but still, that's a questionable play at best.
Yep.
You're never going to get the deny at this point is the problem, because, of course, Abaddons don't tend to level into the miscoil more than once. You get like a
which hero?
Abaddon. I'm learning. We had this discussion.
We just had it in the car. We were like, Abaddon?
I was good at the start. I got it right, and then I went back on myself. I mean, we don't see him actually very often. He's been picked. He's picked the other day. He's been picked today. But other than that, it rarely actually appears anymore.
Yeah, I was super surprised to see it yesterday too. I saw it picked up. I was like, wait, what? I mean, in this game, they picked it, and then there was a Bane and a Mirana responded. I mean, they picked it because they saw the bounty, and they want these strong lanes too. So it does have its place in the game. But yeah, still very strange to be seeing the Abaddon after. We didn't see it like at all at TI. I haven't seen it much in too many competitive games still.
As a result of that, right now he's suffering a lot. And this is problematic because we just said actually everything's about creating space for the troll. You expect Abaddon to get a decent-ish lane, get Helmet Dominate at a reasonable time, and then just push. But right now, it feels like the pressure's all on an Invoker to create space across the map at some point.
Yeah, Abaddon just wants to be pressuring. He wants to be he wants to have his face inside that lane constantly, just shoving the tower, not really at risk of dying. But he's kind of like a glorified support at this point. Look at his net worth. He is well below the tiny position.
Meanwhile, mid lane. Stormcat with solo pick off. 9 can escape as well. This is the thing. Yamiche can't turn around for a kill opportunity because the leaps in the top lane. Has to escape with the Avalanche. They'll slow him down with a willing access, but Sadoi's too low.
Mid lane.
Yep, mid lane going to go in. Yamishi's been found. He can't even get a stun out. Double kill for 9, and Bounty even gets in on that XP. So he's getting very close to 6, and with a 5k net worth lead already built for Team Spirit.
With a Terrorblade on their team.
And this is before tracks even come into the equation. This is going to amplify quickly.
Oh, man. And other thing is, too, like, you have to get on top of Terrorblade, right? We always say that. It's a little bit tough because he has the great ways of protecting himself. And I look at this Dire lineup, and the Earthshaker needs a Blink Dagger.
He's not getting it.
He's not getting it anytime soon, of course. I mean, it's still very early, but yeah, I'm feeling very worried for them already off of this laning start. Like, all 3 cores farming incredibly well in Spirit, and they've got this Terrorblade. He already has Dragonlance, so he's tanky. They already lack damage heavily on the Dire lineup.
And I'm trying to think of the way back in terms of damage is, well, your Ogre's not going to be able to front line. He's already proven that. Troll might be forced to get involved earlier than he'd like to. But what are your other options? I mean, you could look to sneak a Roche once you've got like a level 12 on Troll. Right now, that seems like the best option, but you need to actually set up on the map to be able to do that at some point.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Viber might be able to find the courier up here.
If he does, if he actually did.
Crazy.
This is actually the fun part about watching bounties is we saw them disappear. I think one of the big reasons they actually fell off was the scan coming in because it made it very hard to snipe couriers anymore. Like it was already getting predictable, right? You fly it out and then you fly it back in a different route.
People sleep on heroes too, right? It's just like you forget about this hero for a couple patches, and then like other heroes become popular. It's like, oh, Weaver every game. Oh, Bounty's cool now. You know, just having track can be great.
Yeah, this is a big one.
These heroes just start to climb back, especially from patches. And Viver's been doing a great job of not only putting pressure on lanes, but we see the wards set up across the map. He is just ready for any moves. So they know exactly where the Dire is going to be setting up for any of these plays. And
there's the arrow. Wall's coming into effect. Nine's going to move in. He's got the Starstorm to finish off the kill. And the maximum effect on the 3 targets. Sadoi needs to be careful. Whirling Axe coming out, but the 1, 9 will be able to move away. FNG bashed up first hit. Usually don't get that kind of RNG in your favor, and they'll run him down. FNG should die here.
Kill secured. 8 HP
wink,
tornado.
Wink, wink. Definitely secure, guys. I mean, in fairness, Stormcat needs this gold more right now.
It's more important that he gets there to get the earn charge. That's the most important thing for this Invoker, so he can start to get the ball rolling, so he can try to make this space. Sidoi's still doing decent, though, off of all this. 4,300 net worth after a lane that he got pressured in pretty heavily. That's not bad. It's not. I mean, it's not great. I mean, it's not a Terrorblade with 6K, but he's been doing his job. He hasn't died up there, at least.
Beggars can't be choosers, basically.
Exactly.
But the only concern is in this scenario, Tiny is equal on net worth, and also Tiny can kill the troll through the mid game. So you might actually have to go for some stat increasing items, even if it's like a brace or something to make sure you survive. And 9, it's been found here. It's going to come up very far. Can he stay alive? No, he can't. The final hit's there. Stormcat should get the kill. There we go. It's actually a big one to find as well. It's a 3 kill streak, but more to the point, the Mirana was really concerning. There is a kill in the Statue on the bot lane, but that's just part of the course at this point. This Abaddon's been thrown under the bus.
Man, whenever I see Abaddon fall behind like this, the hero just does nothing throughout the games.
He's just there for the aphotic shields to stop Bane, maybe. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
That's remove tracks and just protect from the Bane, as well as look at their arrows. If someone does get arrowed in a fight, you get there to throw the shield. But
I mean, right now, I'd actually say, if I was in their scenario on Underdogs, I'd say prioritize the Earthshaker for farm more than the Abaddon, because he's going to give you a big impact if he gets that blink at a good time.
I think they should just be running as like 4. in particular. Like the Earth Shaker can sit back and throw for the fissures, but Invoker Shaker should probably be moving to the Abandoned lane as Biver gets a second courier snipe.
He's doing pretty well. We're only 13 minutes in. The second courier, of course, he's never getting it on the way out, but that's kind of like the way this works. If you do find the courier on the way out of the base, you're feeling very lucky.
Yeah, and he put 2 more deep wards during this time too, so he just knows. And I mean, underdogs are drawing. They know. They're like, this guy's put vision deep already. He's getting every single situation, even when we're being sneaky, because they were actually being pretty sneaky with the courier.
Yeah, but the problem is, of course, sentries. It's a gold investment, and it's a crapshoot. You don't know where he's got these wards along there. It's going to take 6 wards maybe to figure that out. And
they're just kind of steamrolling a little bit too here, so it's like, you know that they've just got that much more map control, so it's harder. Even when you do want to go for these D wards, you're like, oh god, they could be there set up to kill us already. They've now got Murano, he's had 6. They've got Moonlight Shadow. They've got all these different tools.
TP's on the mid lane. They want to defend this tier 1. It is important to keep this alive. Like we said, either side's Roche potential is amplified if that tier 1 does go down.
Viper's just giving all the information right now.
Dust Reveal going to move forward. They see Stormcat the arrow, and they'll clean him up. As the stun's coming up, the cancel TP by Troll. No, he's bailing on Yume. Yume needs to get out of this quick, but the Nightmare's going to be there, and surrounded by 4 heroes, he knows what comes next.
2-track kills.
Money, money, money. 8K net worth lead now.
Look at top. Terrorblade. Skitter's just, okay, you guys are taking mid. I'm taking tier 2 top. He didn't even have meta during all that. So 30 seconds, they're going to have meta available. They can just keep looking for fights after fights after fights on this Radiant lineup right now. As, yeah, Shaker, not even 6 yet at the 15-minute mark.
And that was the thing. The move that was right from Underdogs is they actually went to take that bot tower.
Yeah.
But then prioritizing defending mid over seeing Skitter top, that's the kill you can maybe find.
They had to cut the resources, right? You have to just pick and choose your battles. At this point, you're this far behind, you're not going to be able to do 2 things on the map. You're not going to be able to defend mid, defend top, and pressure bottom. You have to just go for one thing and, yeah, hope for the best there because you're this far behind.
But that is the good thing about being against a Bounty Hunter lineup is, of course, as this game goes on, you get a few more track kills. Bounty is very valuable. You can kill them off quite easily throughout the game. So there are ways back into this for Underdogs. It's more about, like I said, choosing your battles, looking for the odd pick-off, not trying to engage directly with Team Spirit. The problem is whether the side of Team Spirit is going to force them to, because of course you are running out of towers.
Yeah, you're completely running out of map control, and
you're running out of lives to throw them. Stormcat's in a little bit of trouble here. Avalanche toss comes in, it's another track kill. Sugar toss through, the arrow connects on the Earthshaker. He just got 6, but he won't get a chance to use it. It's going to go down. And Sidoi needs to move away. And that was actually unfortunate. The arrow had almost ran out. If he got the echo off there, maybe you turn that around. But beautifully done by Team Spirit again. They aren't stretching themselves thin here. They're going for just the right amount.
Yep, and they pincered perfectly the 2 supports. You saw Biver set up from the one side. FNG came from above, got the grip on the Shaker. So it's just like, yeah, perfectly done. Is now, with meta available, they're going to take out this tier 2, level 12 Terrorblade, approaching 10k net worth already.
13k net worth lead, and the bounties kind of tell the story at this point.
Full map control. Yeah. Right? You're going to get all these bounties when you're able to pressure lanes just at that ease.
And it feels like right now, Sidoi's playing around here a lot. I'd like to see... I know Abaddon's down there right now. They need to actually funnel more resources into the bot lane and just play in their opponent's jungle at this point, because Team Spirit are at that stage where they're going to be in your jungle all the time. We see this come out, the Nightmare's going to be there. They don't want to move on to him, though. They're a little bit reluctant. It's a little bit too close to the base for them. They are respecting the fact that a good Echo Slam could turn it all around.
I mean, there's just nothing for them to gain there either. Yeah. That's a kill. That's a kill that doesn't lead into anything, right? That's a kill that they could be like, okay, maybe we can run for... Nah, Roche is still like a little weird. There's no towers there to gain anymore. So that was a really good choice for them just to back out as Biver continues to just put those wards up and just give information. Look at him. He's just right outside the base.
This has been his life. He's level 7, but it's a bounty hunter. He's happy to be like this because even if he gets a courier every 10 minutes, it feels worthwhile. It's influx for your team, and it's of course getting rid of the courier.
He's already done like everything he needs to do this game. It's 13k at 17 minutes, right?
That's true.
It's pretty absurd.
He might get another one. He should see it, but who's the courier going to? No, it delivered too quick. They'll be fine this time.
So bottom, pressure's coming out.
Yep, they're circling on Abaddon. Slashlow is pretty deep here, and he's been getting away with it for a while due to those wards, but now, what's your plan? Nine's going to move him with the leap. See Slashlow, the borrowed time comes out, but now he's trapped, no escape from this. They don't even actually need to use the grip or anything, they'll just avalanche toss, the final tap should be there. And Hetero gets it, and Nine says, you know what, you take the kill on the hero, I'll take the Hellbear.
Hey, similar to gold, why not?
There we go. This turns out Team Spirit's turned into a communist society. I mean, you got a bounty, actually. It kind of fits.
And that is pretty true. That is pretty true. This is a... I just looked at Ogre's items. Those are brown boots and a dust. He doesn't even have any stats. Oh, boy.
It's a little bit rough, to say the least.
Yep.
But now there should be the final out of tower actually falling. Team Spirit, I mean, we're not even 20 minutes in the game, and they, like you said, they had full map control at this stage.
I honestly have no clue how Underdogs comes back in this game. Their versus a Tower Blade like this. And
the arrow, the toss, he's gone.
Like, their big team fight is the Invoker and the Shaker, but Shaker is not really, he can't get into the fight. He doesn't have a blink or anything. Abaddon is, like I said, he's not even a glorified support anymore. He is a support.
Being relegated, like, I mean, when you're at the stage where Bane has more net worth, or you're fighting with him for that net worth chart.
Yeah.
Actually, Skidder just going to move up. They don't feel like they need Roche right now.
No, he went for pure stats too. He just went for the S and Y build, just aware that he is tanky enough to just sit like this and be able to siege. They know how much stronger they are right now than Underdogs.
Yep. Oh, SJO goes in deep. Avalanche is going to need it. Borrowed time does come out. Slasher just has to back up with it, and they'll just reset and go when the creep wave arrives again. Or will they? No, no, they're going to take the time. I kind of respect this, as we do see teams rush, and the thing I was thinking in that scenario is if you push a little bit too hard, you get a little bit distracted, Earthshaker walks in casually, gets an echo off. That can actually bring them back into this right now.
Yeah, it would still be pretty tough. I think it's also just, you don't need to rush it. You have this enormous lead, right? We've got 30 seconds till bounty runes, got full map control, back up, claim your bounties. You're not at any rush versus this team. This troll isn't going to be able to run into and enter Terrorblade. He's got way more than him. And they can still poise themselves to make aggressive moves still around this too, because they've got this deep vision. So now we do see Stormcat.
SJ moving in. Stormcat's a little bit too far out, and the bounty's here, which means tracks, means you're not going to escape at all.
And these kills are so valuable too. Oh, okay.
This is a smart move. This is the only move they can make on the board right now. I like this from Underdogs.
Uh-oh. It's getting pinged.
Yep, they have to know how quickly can they respond. This is the problem, actually. The Earthshaker already in position. You're going to be fighting directly into it. You need a good avalanche, and Tiny might find it. There's 4 heroes in the pit.
They're not killing it fast enough by any means.
This is taking too long. Hestio's going to walk in. Avalanche is going to come out, but he gets stunned in return. The toss is going to be there, but now going to work. Hestio down to half HP, needs to move away, but the reinforce is there. The Fidget cut off. Yumi's trying to help out. Hestio's getting low, but he's still alive. The Father Willing Axes, one more attack will do it, but they won't find it. The jump in, the echo's there, but it has no effect. And 9 just asserts dominance in this fight as they wipe the side of Underdogs.
I think that's where you call GG.
That's pretty condemning. Like that was your only move.
That was the only move, and they're not strong enough to actually kill it fast. They don't have anything to. I mean, they've got Bloodlust, they've got Curse of Verse, but they don't have a medallion or anything. Their raw damage just still isn't there for the Roches. 20k, I mean 21k gold lead as soon as this goes down.
There you go. At 21 minutes in, you see them match him minute for net worth.
We talk about. I mean, we don't talk about it a lot because it doesn't happen too much, but when it does happen, these games are, I think there's like it's like 99.8 or something, 99.9% chance of victory if you have 1k GPM over the other team. There's just little to no way of coming back.
Unless you have Spectre.
Not anymore, though.
Oh, they fixed it, did they? The algorithm doesn't favor Spectre
It doesn't favor Spectre that much anymore, but it's also, it's versus Terrorblade, too. Like, even if it was a Spectre, TB is the hero that's great versus it.
And this is the thing. They interrupted Hester Joe. It didn't look too bad, but 9 is so patient here. He doesn't even rush. And the moment they stack like this, just jumps in with the Starfall. Kills them all.
Quad Star Storm.
It's ridiculous. And the Echo's like, that's just desperosity at the end.
I mean, they have to just throw out everything possible. But
yeah, but I think the other thing is now Echo's on cooldown, so Team Spirit could just run to your base at this immediate moment if they want to.
Yep. How long do we have on meta? It is up. There's a BKB as well.
And a DD.
Oh, and a lovely DD. And also the level 15 talent. So 2,000 HP now, because that plus 300 you get.
You know what this is? The DD wasn't found before the Roche bit. So there had to be one afterwards. It always appears around Roche time. Slasho getting low, borrowed time just in time. So he'll be able to move away on half HP. Slasho almost died before he even be able to use borrowed time. That's how hard they hit.
Three attacks by Terrorblade, because he's hitting for 500 right now.
He actually almost got him without even triggering the ult, and as a result, they're able to now take the racks. There's nothing that the side Underdogs can do to stop this one. They're going to have to at some point. Hester went pretty deep, but he's so damn tanky.
He really wants to toss
He's tracked up. Cold Snap's coming out. Avalanche is going to connect. Yume's getting low. They need a touch onto this, so they can't. He's a little bit too tanky. The arrow will connect, and they've actually found Abaddon. They've borrowed time, he already used it defensively. This is, and they could flip the base. There's nothing to stop them now.
They still got Aegis, 10-second BKB. Yeah, it's GG.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it'd been over. It had been over for quite a bit. Maybe they wanted to get the nice meme score. You know, we got the 20-4. You know, they like that, right?
Ooh, maybe. I mean, at this stage, like we said, there was that one chance for Roche. They knew it was desperate. They just needed Team Spirit to be ignorant. Because we do sometimes see teams get this far forward and then think, nah, they're out of this. They're completely out of this. There's nothing they can do. And it would have still been a big mountain to climb, but maybe.
How's the Abaddon? I got to see what the Abaddon won yesterday, right? The one game that it was played at least, I think.
I believe so, or at least definitely won its lane.
Yeah,
That's
at least it's won its lane. I think I don't know. That hero for me just feels a bit tough.
Okay, well, you know what? They actually pay other people the big bucks to now do the analysis at the end. You've done the analysis in the game. So we get a break. You guys are going to go across the panel, and they're going to tell us what they think. No? Oh, we're live.
You're joking, dude.
All right. He was
just messing with you guys anyway. No, I mean, the lanes didn't go well, and they picked a, what was it? It's like almost a tri-quad melee. It seemed really tough for Underdogs to be able to like get the ball rolling in this game. They didn't have favorable lanes. Their team fight was a little bit underwhelming. It was really much harder to execute in comparison than in Spirits. So,
well, and that bounty hunter pick especially surprising. But it looks like now they are ready to give us a true analysis, because I've only got one here, but they've got 3 on the panel. They beat me, so they get to go now.